Hello there, my name is Tyler Van Hollebeck and I'm located in Seattle, Washington. I'm represented by Big Fish Northwest. I wanted to share a quick story with you about kayaking. I absolutely love kayaking. We were actually on our first trip, my wife and I, out in San Juan Island. We launched out of a West State Park. And there's about 6 boats, and they're all 2-person boats, and the guide was in a 1-person kayak. Anyway, I had been a couple times in 1-person kayaks. Point being, I got me and my wife out to the head of the inlet where the guide was. There were about 6 other 2-person boats in the back, and they're still kind of spinning in circles when all of a sudden a seal pops up. Everybody starts losing their mind. It's like, oh my god, the seal! And everybody's screaming and yelling and clapping, and the seal goes down, comes up somewhere else. It was a whole thing. My wife, who was again in the front seat, was also very, very entertained by the whale, when all of a sudden, I hear out of my right ear this huge whooshing noise. I mean, just like a big, huge, air blowing noise, and I'm slowly turning, and like, what could that be? And I noticed that the guide is also slowly turning, and we're both looking at the same time, and here's this huge waterfall just coming down, and then all of a sudden this giant back comes out of the water less than 100 yards away from us, and I'm yelling at my wife. I'm like, forget the seal, look over here. And so she's like, no, I see it. And I'm like, no, look over here. And by the time she turned around, the back was just going down and the tail was just coming up. Tail came up, slapped down, made this huge thing, which got everybody else's attention. The guide and I are just mouths agape in awe. We're just watching this whole thing happen so close to us. And it was just fascinating. I mean, something like that would have never happened to me if I'd been on land, if I hadn't been in a canoe on the Puget Sound. I asked him later, I said, have you ever even heard of anything like that in this kind of a location? And he said, in his 6 seasons as a tour guide, he had never even heard of anything like that. So it was that special of a moment. Anyway, I thought I'd share the story with you, let you know how much I enjoy being on the water and in kayaks, and I hope that you consider me for the role. Thanks very much.